We've got a great show planned tonight. I'm out by the pool and I've invited some girlfriends over. Got some wonderful things I'm gonna do. I've got a wrapped sandwich that I can make first thing. It's gonna stay nice and fresh, perfect for when you're outside. I'm gonna do some fruit kebabs that are just nice and cool and just stay just really great outside by the pool. And then finally, some great ice cubes to put in your favorite cocktail. I have a very special guest that's going to be putting some flower arrangements together, showing you how maybe you can take your hand with using some things in your own yard to do arrangements. So come pack and join us. It's going to be great. We've got lots of things to do, and we're going to have fun. I've got a beautiful setting for cocktails by the pool, which is what we're working on this afternoon. And again, this time of year, it's just wonderful to utilize the outside. So I've invited a special guest to be with me today, and I see him coming right now. Vince, hey. Thank you so much for helping me today.
Oh, anytime, Vera.
Vince Smith is one of my really good friends. He's also a florist and does a fantastic job. So what have you got that we're going to work with today?
Today I brought some fresh greens that I've cut from the yard, some fresh nandina, some pittosporum, some lovely rosemary. I brought some stock, some red dahlias, some blue thistle, and some orange safflower.
Yikes! That's going to be as pretty as the sandwich that I'm getting ready to make.
I hope so.
So I'm going to work on something that I love to do when I'm going to be outside by the pool, a baguette stacked sandwich. And the reason I like it so much is certainly everyone loves a sandwich. And if you do something like this, it's going to hold up really well outside. So what I've got is a loaf of a French baguette. I have taken just a regular tablespoon and I have hollowed out the inside of both the top and the bottom of the bread. And I'm going to just push this aside while I get all the other things together that are going to go with it that's going to make it so good. So I've got celery, and I just want to cut that really thinly. That's going to be one of the little crunch features in the sandwich. And again, Vince, look how great these colors are going to go with what you've picked out.
Looks like
today.
It's going to match it perfectly.
We planned that, we always do. So I'm going to get this chopped up, and just, you know, a nice little crunch in a sandwich is just perfect. So celery, I've got some red pepper, and again, this time of year, you've got so many wonderful choices for sandwiches. Just the seeds out of the red pepper. And I really prefer red pepper to green. For me, it just is a great kind of a sweet taste. And bell pepper sometimes leaves a little bit of an aftertaste, and I love to use the red.
Yeah, I think I prefer the red too.
So I'm going to chop that nice and thin. And these fragrances between the flowers over there and these fresh vegetables, this is going to really be good. And then a little bit of onion, and we'll be almost there. So I'm going to cut that kind of thin. And Vidalia onion this time of year is perfect. If you want the onion to be a little stronger, you could use a red onion. So I've got my vegetables chopped. Now I'm going to use a pre-made sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. You can just pick this up where the dressings are at the store. And I'm just going to spread that evenly on the bottom and the top. And this just really, there's several different varieties of this, but a nice sun-dried tomato vinaigrette. I'm going to put the vegetables evenly across. Look how great these colors match. Your flowers, I can't get over it.
Sandwich looks great.
All right, so I've got that. Then I'm going to just layer my turkey and ham, and you can either, you know, have the deli cut it for you or just use what is right there in the deli section at the grocery store. So I've got turkey and ham. And then I'm going to use a little bit of provolone cheese with this as well. So put that together and then just layer a few slices of the cheese. I'm going to put the lid on this. And again, the parchment paper is right there where you find the aluminum foil and saran wrap in the grocery store. So I'm going to put the lid on it. We're going to just wrap this in the parchment paper. Just slide that right under there and just start going with it. And when we come back, I will show you how to score it and get it ready to go right out there where we're going to be for the pool. And we're also going to be putting together some wonderful cocktails and maybe something kind of cool to go with it. So come back and join us. Vince is going to be getting together our centerpiece, giving us some pointers, and we're going to be finishing this wonderful sandwich. Thanks for joining us today. And you know, before the break, I was showing you the stacked wrap sandwich. I want to show you how well it works outside. And I just put skewers where your guests would actually take the serrated knife that you would have displayed there. And as you can see, when you cut through it, not only do you have a wonderful way for them to hold and eat it, but it's also a great way to keep it moist and fresh. So I hope you'll try those. They look great displayed. Now we're going to do a fruit kebab, which is part of a wonderful way to celebrate summer with all the beautiful fruits. And more important than the kebab is the way that you're going to keep it cool out by the pool. So what I have here is just a relatively shallow bowl, and I've used 2 gel packs that I've had in the freezer. Now I'm going to camouflage those with just red leaf lettuce that will go around the edge of the container. And this way, when I put my fruit kebabs in the dish, they're going to stay nice and cool while we're going. So I've got the little bamboo shooters for my kebabs. I like to organize the colors so that you've got a lot of variety. Red, green, yellow, and then I'm going to end with the strawberry. Looks really pretty, and these will just stack up on the container like this. And you know, Vince, I'm kind of looking at these colors and I'm thinking, were you reading my mind?
I think I might have
when
been
we were
reading
coming
mine.
over here to do the flowers?
I think so.
So tell us a little bit about what you've got going over there today and how somebody else can create a beautiful arrangement.
Real simply, Miss Vera, you can always take any vase, any container that you want, a bowl in your house, a pitcher, anything. To make sure that your stems are secure, you want to take some tape first of all and create a grid over the top of that, like I've done with this one.
Yeah.
And then, you know, using any greenery you've cut out of your yard or anything, this is just some fresh Nandina. I always like to start with a nice base. A nice base of greenery starting at the bottom, and then taking it and, you know, adding the rosemary, and then adding some pittosporum. You know, just creating a nice base first of all with your greenery.
Somebody told me one time, if you don't have it in your yard, you can get it out of your neighbor's yard. Is that true?
I'd only do that at night though. I'd be careful with that kind of thing. Now, you know, I just wanted to show you how to start it off. I've finished an arrangement over here that we're going to have for our party today.
Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Look at that.
Basically, I started with my bed of greenery. I then filled in with some hydrangeas to help hold my flowers in, and then I just inserted and spread the color around. Now, you can use this on a dining room table, just as a low centerpiece on your dining room table.
Sure.
But if you have like a buffet or anything outside, like we're going to have today, we're going to have a display of food, and you don't want it sitting low where it's hidden by all the food and stuff like that. So if you just literally take it, get you another vase like I've done here, create some interest on the inside, literally take it, lift it up, put it on there. Now I did put some two-sided adhesive on that, just in case you got one of those guests that's going to bump into your table and maybe cause you a little problem and knock your floor arrangement over.
There.
And then if you're going to need some more height, you can always just take these great curly willow sticks. And I know you're a fan of curly willow. I've seen you use it, and you just take it and stick it in there and just bring your arrangement up a little bit taller.
Well, we're going to need to wrap this up to go to break, but let me ask you, how do you keep the hydrangeas from getting wilted?
What little trick that I use, I take pickling alum. When I cut and hydrate my hydrangeas, I dip the stem in a little pickling alum, put it in some water.
So you can make pickles and then you can
Harden
make your
hydrangeas.
hydrangeas look great.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Vince, that is just terrific. It's looking so good. When the party's over, you can put this back down somewhere low. So as you can see, we've got some great ideas. We've got some other things coming up after the break. So come back and join us. Let me see if I can do that.
Why don't you take this?
It's a great summer evening in Augusta, Georgia, and we're doing cocktails by the pool. We've put together some wonderful flower arrangements, and we've done some great appetizers that I'm going to be able to share with my girlfriends in a little bit. But you know, a cocktail party is not a cocktail party without a cocktail. So I've got a wonderful idea for something to do that just turns an ordinary gin and tonic or a vodka tonic into something people will be talking about when they leave. It's the hottest thing going. So what we're going to do is, I've got 3 different cocktails. I've done 3 different flavored ice cubes that are going to go with that, and these were just very simple to make and really easy. So the first one is a basil cucumber, and I thought that would be perfect with a gin and tonic. So I just basically took a seeded cucumber, fresh basil that I tore, and grinded that in the food processor. And now I'm going to put this into a typical tonic glass. And just look how cool it's already looking in the glass. So just 3 of those. And then I'm going to top it off with my vodka. Excuse me, the tonic. The vodka's already in the glass. Oh, and just, the aroma of that. You can smell the cucumber, and it just really makes a great cocktail. So let's top that off with a little lime, and that one's good to go. All right, and now we've got an orange lime ice cube that would just be great for a vodka tonic. So what I did here was I just pureed an orange, a little bit of a lime, put some zest in it, so you've got a wonderful citrus. I've already got my 2 ounces of vodka in the tonic glass, and look how pretty those look in the glass. So just top it off, because these are going to melt down. I'm going to pour my tonic on top of that. And one secret I'll give you about tonic is, if you don't want it to spew all over the place, make sure it's nice and cold when you put it on the bar. Your guests will be so surprised when they know that the ice tonight is flavored. So I'll give that a little whirl as well. And then I left the best for last. This is a lemon martini. And the ice that I've done for that is a mint and fresh raspberry. So just a really nice surprise in each of these cubes. And you know, if you can have the glass frozen, frosted in the freezer, that's really great. At a pool party, you could do that by having these glasses down in a cooler and nice and chilled when somebody comes up. And all of these different ices can be displayed in containers in the bed of ice. So this is just limoncello that I'm going to pour nice over this. This is one of those drinks you're just going to sip. It's going to be really refreshing. And again, how pretty is that? I think the guys, you know, I bet Vince would love this too. It's just a wonderful, soothing drink. So I'm getting ready. I've got some girlfriends coming over. We're going to have some wonderful cocktails by the pool. Vince is going to wow them with ways that they can go home and do some of these flower arrangements. So I hope you'll come back and see how this entire party gets put together. I've got to go change myself. See you back in just a minute. Do you ever have a need to set a formal place setting? Let's do that today. The dinner plate is in the center of the placemat, and I'm going to be using a soup course, so I've got the soup bowl in the center with a plate under it. The knife, dinner knife, is going to go to the right of the plate with the blade facing the plate. The soup spoon goes next, and then the iced tea, because you'll do that first. I'm going to do a salad course second. The dinner fork goes next. The spoon for dessert goes at the top of the place. I've got the coffee cup to the right of the spoons, my water goblet on the coaster, my wine glass above the knife. My bread and butter plate always goes to the left. The salt and pepper shaker will go right at the top. Beautiful place setting. Let's eat. Well, the weather's held out for us. We've got a wonderful evening to have a cocktail party by the pool, and everything has turned out so great. I'm so excited. The fruit skewers that we did are just perfect. The colors are just awesome. And again, remember we put the gel packs under there so everything is nice and cool. The dish is still really cool. Vince has done a completely fabulous job on these flowers. It looks like we coordinated everything. They're wonderful, Vince. Great job, it's just perfect. And then the sandwiches over here that we wrapped in the parchment paper, they're still nice and fresh, ready to go. So I think I've got everything together. The bar's set up. I'm gonna bring out the ice cubes in just a minute, but you know what? The guests are starting to get here, so I'm ready. We're gonna get everything together and enjoy some wonderful cocktails and food.
Glass of wine for you?
Yeah, how are you?
Well, you know,
good,
this was
thanks.
an idea that somebody told me
Thank
about a
you.
while ago,
Gosh, I
that
love
when you do
these.
sandwiches
Yeah,
at
Vera
a
made
party, you know,
those.
they always get stale and you've got flies everywhere. So
Sure.
it's wrapping up in the parchment paper, then they stay fresh. And it's, you know, it's just so easy to pick up, and, you know, it's just a great
Good.
sandwich. You can
Thank
make
you
it
so
in.
much.
The baguette, I
Thank
haul
you.
it out, put the different things in it, so it worked out so good. Hey y'all,
So pretty.
how are you doing?
Oh my gosh,
I know,
it's
isn't it pretty?
gorgeous.
Vince did such a great job on the flowers, and we've been laughing about the fact that the red and the green and everything kind of matched what we were doing with the flowers.
You'd think we
Vince,
talked
well,
before.
I know. And you know, we have a thing about curly willows, so it's kind of funny that he put that in the arrangement tonight. But
And you know, Miss Vera, I even made you a little arrangement too.
that is so sweet. I feel like a bridesmaid. That's so good. But you know, some of this stuff is so easy to do that, you know, you just don't have to get so caught up. And Vince was so wonderful to help with the flowers that
I'd be glad to come help
that-
any of y'all.
you know, gave me a little bit more time to worry with the food. And then how do y'all like the ice cubes?
I think that is so
I mean, it's just so, you've got the raspberry cheers. It's perfect. And Vince, thank you so much.
Oh, anytime, Miss Vera.
It's been great. You know, whenever I'm working on outside parties, I always have to worry about, you know, when I'm doing weddings and outside cocktail parties, you're always worried whether or not the weather's going to hold out. And, you know, with a property like this, we could have been up on the porch. We could have been under the pool deck over there. It would have been great. But it's just so nice that it worked out, and just enjoy ourselves tonight is great. Y'all try some of the fruit. I'm going to have some myself. It's just very good.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I know. A fun way to end a work day. You know, I think we accomplished the mission today. The idea was cocktails by the food with friends. I brought one of my closest friends, Vince Smith, over to help me with flowers because he does it so well. He even put fresh rosemary in the arrangement that he gave me. I feel like a bridesmaid. You know, I've got great friends over. Vince allowed me to take some time to look at some of the recipes that I wanted to introduce my girlfriends to tonight. They were all so impressed with the ice cubes and some of the things we did. It's all been so colorful, and you know, in the South, we have everything we need to have a great time. We've got the perfect weather, we've got beautiful flowers, great friends. Just make it easy and have a great time. But remember, no matter what you do it in good taste. And you know, with that, I've been looking at this pool all day. I think I'm going to take a dip.